All right, welcome back to 0.5%. This is episode 17, part 2, with a pretty large delay. I had actually already filmed this video. It went a bit longer than I typically make my videos. I think it was around 22 minutes, and I guess my computer couldn't handle it. I got the audio out of it, but the video crashed. So I decided I'm just going to go ahead and redo it. So there's actually been some interesting changes I've noticed from a day difference of the review and looking at it this morning. So first thing I want to do is just a reminder. Today we're looking at Eli Lilly and Company, LLY ticker, and Novo Nordisk ticker NVO. I wanted to start on the FinViz S&P 500 heat map. So you'll see LLY. It's in the healthcare section here under drug manufacturers in general. Underneath there, you've got Johnson & Johnson, AbbVie, Amgen, a bunch of these that are pretty common names, but we don't see NVO here. So if we scroll up, just a reminder, the size here of each square represents that company's market cap. So Novo isn't even on the list right here as far as market cap comparison. Next, I'm going to pull up each company individually because I do have a comparison page I'm going to run through quickly, but there's some notes on just the summary page of Yahoo Finance that it doesn't show when comparing them side by side. And this is actually one of the first differences that I noticed when I made the video the first time and doing it again now. In particular for Eli Lilly, this 1 year target estimate down here of $991 yesterday was, I think, $1,008. So they dropped it by like $19, which is pretty significant in my opinion. Let's just scroll down real quick and check some of the news out, see if there's anything relative to Lilly. So is Eli Lilly and Company the best long-term dividend stock? It is nice to be invested in something with a dividend. Novo Nordisk, before Q1 earnings, how should an investor play the stock? That might be an interesting thing to read, but half the time I'm like, whatever this says, I should probably do the opposite. I just feel like by the time any news gets to the retailer, if you haven't already done some advanced research or advanced research, you're catching the news late. So I don't see anything else in particular. Oh, here we go. Eli Lilly stock gets a double downgrade. Where weight loss drugs go from here. So I don't recall if I had brought this up. I think I have the text message request. So great example of a pharma stock, big on the news cycle. Growth is pretty rapid. It's been mooning, and this is the company that I believe manufactures Ozempic, which is huge right now, and its counterpart that we're going to be looking into, Novo, is like the off-brand. And the person that asked me to make this video, he made a great comparison to like what he thinks this is relative to, and Viagra came to mind for him. Like, everybody knows what Viagra is, but nobody's talking about Viagra anymore. Everybody's talking about Blue Chew and Hims and all these off-brand same pill pharmaceuticals that are like a fraction of the price because that's where people can afford. So let me pull up Novo real quick and we'll check the news, check the price estimate there. 1 year, 93. I think that's what I saw yesterday. It was in the 90s. Because I remember, that's another important point. Look at the current price, 65, and the 1 year estimate target, 93. That's like a 60% expected increase. Whereas Eli Lilly, shoot, I think I might still have it on my calculator. Yeah, so I did these calculations. Oh, and you can see the prices that were yesterday. Sweet. So, yeah, yesterday Eli Lilly's price estimate was $1,008.64. And when I calculated where it was sitting at to where they're expecting it, it's only a 14% gain anticipated in the next year. But Novo, let's see what was Novo again? 93.29. Is that what it was yesterday? Oh, Novo also went down. So Novo yesterday was 99.52. All right, so that's pretty significant as well. I can just run that real quick though to see 93.29 minus 65.16 divided by 65.16. Still, it was, I think, 60%, 43% now. That's more growth anticipation with Novo, which to me is what I like to play. So I'm here for the growth. That's why I'm like always in tech stocks and everything, because I like to see the growth for the age that I'm at. I can take the risk. I have time to recover from these like deep corrections and whatnot. But let's go ahead and pull up the comparison page. So I've got them side by side here, comparing stocks Eli Lilly and Novo. You can see they were both up today. Novo was up, I would say, significantly more. Market value, you can see the difference there. We saw that on the heat map. Price to earnings. So this is also very interesting. I've told this person before that it's my preference to definitely to invest, but even to trade profitable companies. Because yeah, you never know if some crazy news is going to come out with some company you've never heard of before, or they're just like not making money. It just feels safer. And I just told him, a positive PE ratio means they're profitable. However, that doesn't necessarily mean the greater the PE ratio, the better. I think I explained this once before in my NVIDIA weekend research, that they were saying in those articles, NVIDIA's PE ratio is a lot more attractive than the entire semiconductor sector because it's lower. And I've got a page, I just put it into ChatGPT to give a quick view of how the PE ratio is affected. But basically, your price per earnings. So this is the best explanation right here. If a company's stock price is $100 and the earnings per share is 5, then the PE ratio would be the investors are willing to pay $20 for every $1 of the company's earnings. And so that means Eli Lilly, people are willing to pay way more per the earning than they are for Novo, which makes sense. Eli Lilly is a much bigger company. They're probably more established. And let's just go down and keep looking at more of the fundamentals. So year to date, Eli is doing all right. Novo's in the negative, almost in the negative for everything except for this week. For the 3-month, year to date, 1 year, Novo's just now starting to get out. I don't know when the last time price performance was negative for Eli, but it's probably a while ago. This is what's also interesting. So the revenue coming in for them is about equal, which is insane for this much smaller of a company. Operating expenses, I would expect a larger company to have more operating expenses. So this kind of is like what's going on. Maybe if they're making the same thing, they probably have similar expenses, but a smaller business might have less employees, less office leases, or I don't know what all goes into this, but that's pretty interesting to me that the revenue coming in for both is about the same, and the operating expenses is about the same. So you bring in that operating income, it's actually better with Novo. Revenue growth year over year, I would expect Eli to still be higher than Novo, but probably slowing down. Like unless they're creating something new, like all the time. Novo just getting, I don't know if they're just getting started. We can look at when they were found somewhere. But about even there. And look at that, gross profit for Novo is right now better than Lilly. That's what I like to see. Are you like the profitable company, better PE ratio? So as of now, I'm thinking Novo is the move. Like I said, nobody's talking about name brands anymore. They want the stuff they can afford. Let's see, anything else interesting on here that I forgot? I know I went through this whole list on the first video, but I'm not trying to make this video 20 minutes again. Price to earnings per share. That's what we wanted. What are they looking at earlier? Price to earnings. 17.18. What does it say down here? 74.18. Okay. Let's see. Margin. This is also interesting. The operating margin is greater with Novo. Profit margin is also greater. That's what I like to see as far as fundamentals go. And like I said, I'm not a financial advisor. I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't know why I like things that I like. Maybe I heard it somewhere, read it somewhere, but I'm just spitballing what I've seen and what I think I know. So take everything with a grain of salt, maybe a whole handful of salt. All right, let's get into... is there anything else on this page I wanted to look at? All right, so... Oh, I didn't look at Novo's news. Did we miss anything in Novo's news? Look at HIMSS. See, this is another one. Nobody's talking about Viagra. They want the HIMSS. The HIMSS Novo Nordisk partnership 6 hours ago. That's what I'm talking about. Novo's looking like the move to me. Lots of moves here. Novo Nordisk before Q1 earnings. Oh, perfect point. So, here we go. Earnings date May 7th for Novo and Eli Lilly, May 1st. So the first week of May, both of these companies are going to be releasing earnings. Let's see if I can view that somewhere. Oh man, I often look at the earnings on Robinhood because it just pops up at the bottom of the screen when you're looking at a company. All right, so here we go. They beat, they missed, they beat, but not by much each time. Okay, revenue versus earnings. Analyst recommendations. Most people are saying buy for Eli. What are they saying for Novo? Oh, look at that. So they missed, but then they beat it, and they beat it. They're getting better. Revenue keeps going up. That's nice. Earnings, I guess it just depends on expenses, but it's all right. I think there's a lot more hold here. What was it? Yeah, there's more buys over here. Novo is kind of in a hold position. And let's take a look at these price targets actually. So 93, high of 134. Current is 85, 990, and 1190. Okay, let's go to the charts and look at the technicals, see how they did today. Ironically, this person was asking me if they're going to be able to sell at 888. And I was like, you know what? I think it's going to get to 890. And I think it did like 2 or 3 times today and then just plummeted. So let's take a look. Bust open the advanced chart. I'm going to go to the day first. And we are coming up close to 15 minutes. So I'm going to try to just look at this and get a general view of where things might be going soon. So one day. So yep, let's zoom out. And look at that. We are back at levels that haven't seen since end of 2022, early 2023. It's amazing. All that growth just bam, back down. Let's see what Eli's looking like on the day. So Eli did not crash like that, and it's already close to recovering. These moving averages are getting back in order, but it is going to have some resistance at these previous levels, I see. So I wouldn't be surprised if Eli goes up to around like 934, but then 934 and what's that 200 at? 842. So I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, if Eli fluctuates like $100 up and down until those moving averages get straightened out. For my case, I got blue 10 period, black 20, red 50, purple 200. But this is a good sign. So we've got a strong RSI. We've got the price moving above its moving averages. The MACD has gone back into positive. 15 is well above the 30. We've got volume, average volume coming in. Yeah, I think Eli might be more ready to buy than Novo, but I think Novo's a better play for growth. You just have to time it right. And you would be trying to time a bottom at the moment, which is pretty dangerous. You can see, like, even on these moving average crossovers, which are sometimes pretty significant, as long as the MACD's negative, like, look, it even became positive, and then slam, another crossover, the price keeps going down as long as this deviation from the average is still negative. So I wouldn't want to get back in here until, yeah, these moving average deviations get closer to zero, and these will probably be straightened out by then. But it's gonna hit them all. It's gonna hit its 50, maybe bounce around for a little bit, hit its 200, bounce around for a little bit, get all those straightened up, and then we'll go. And its high was 147. I mean, sure, yeah, I think it'll get back there, and it's sitting at 65. That would be what, like 100% gain if this was the bottom and you bought it now, but we never want to do that. So I think I'll leave it there. I'm gonna try to cut this short and get it posted, but as always, thank y'all for watching and see you next time.